Well, now the basic church entity, let's say, that's in that lineage, from the lineage of Cain, let's just say, whatever church that would be, if they're, say, and I don't, if they're given to the poor, I mean, are they still from Lucifer and Cain lineage, or did they go off the beaten path and actually start doing something good, and therefore they're no longer? I mean, it sounds like a round, the church system is roundly construed as being part of that lineage of the evil one, the whole system. So, but there's obviously good that comes out of there too, isn't there?
Yeah, there's absolutely, there's some good that comes out of it, and not everybody that is part of those organizations has an intent that is bad. In fact, most people are deceived because they have no idea that the leadership is corrupt and evil, and that they're serving, like the Freemasons. The Masons on the lower level have no idea that their God is Lucifer. But at the higher levels, they spit on the cross, they do pedophilia acts, and they act as they are God themselves.
Zen, before you came on the show, you were talking to me about that you didn't necessarily say aliens, you might have said fallen angels. You said they were going around the universe planting monoliths. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I believe that they were seeding civilizations and
okay, so did each civilization have a monolith placed upon it?
I think they had many monoliths placed upon it.
What monolith would be emblematic, would be representative of the fallen angels here on Earth? I suppose, and I know there's many monoliths on this planet, but is there one? I asked you about the pyramids earlier. You kind of said that it could be one, but is there one that you think that that for sure is a monolith planted here by the fallen angels?
Well, I would think that the giants also, their children, the men of renown, had a large part to do with the building of a lot of these places. But like Tiahuanaco, places like that can't be explained how they were cut to order. Even there's a mountain there that the whole top of it was cut off and all the remains were moved. I mean, how do you explain something like that?
Right. They had to have some sort of giant cutter to cut that mountain off like that.
They seem to be partial of like anything to do with fertility. So I would say that they like to leave obelisks, anything phallic.
They wouldn't be shoving those obelisks different places among the giants. Never mind, forget it. But it does sound like it came back to sex again there. I'm not sure. Is that? I mean, these guys all about monolithic sex. I mean, there's all about it. Doing the nasty in the Garden of Eden like that.
They are about sexual immorality. Absolutely.
So that must be a key component to their wickedness.
It is. It absolutely is. And they think that they're above the law. That's why we have presidents, the whole Franklin cover-up thing, where
what you're saying is
people in politics are tied to pedophilic rings and child pornography and things. And
so what you're saying,
they get away with it.
Okay, so what you're saying is Obama's marriage is a sham and he gay.
Well, Obama does have bisexual relations. I mean, Larry Sinclair is proof of that. His whole testimony, that guy that, his ex-lover that was killed, we did a show about all that. I mean, and I don't know if you know, but Pastor James Manning has a court case coming up about all that.
Yeah, boy, I knew the boy was sick. Question from Pierre from the live chat. Are Ouija boards portals used to talk to fallen angels?
Yes, but not just fallen angels. Familiar spirits, evil presences, demonic beings. Who knows what you're opening yourself up to using it? It's a tool.
Zen, I just heard or just read the other day that the Muslims are getting ready to build some kind of super large mosque right at ground zero. Is that true?
Yeah, I heard that too.
I got to say this. What the hell? What is that?
Well, you know,
Who is
they're
allowing that?
fomenting the whole third global war, and it's going to be a war between the Christians and the Muslims.
Yeah, well, there ought to be. I know what side I'm going to choose, man. I mean, these guys, they're trying to bring the Sharia law around here, and somebody just wrote in, Anubis has arrived in New York. Well, you know, I mean, these guys, I can't even believe, they said that they actually hid the fact they were building this mosque for a few years, and it just now come out, and I guess all the plans are already there, and the money's been paid, and you know, it's kind of like a lot of different laws in this country. When the people vote for it, the government chooses whether or not they'll implement it, or whether if they don't like it, they won't even allow you to vote on it. What is
we
going
live
on
in
here?
a fascist state.
Yeah,
it's not even covertly fascist anymore. It's completely openly fascist. Mm-hmm. When the government comes out and says that it can kill an American citizen on any whim, that it can kidnap people through extraordinary rendition, that it can torture whoever it wants, that's pretty much a fascist state.
Yeah. Alrighty, back to the normal question here. What is a 3-strand DNA triple helix activation? Now, that may be beyond the scope of this conversation. You know anything about the activation of a triple-strand DNA helix?
No, I haven't read anything about that in Scripture.
Have you read anything about a bumblebee and Clorox bleach? What was that guy? Somebody in the live chat tell me. We had a guy on the program talking about, was that Scott McQuaid or somebody? Somebody talking about a bumblebee and some kind of cleaner solution. I don't know. It was a weird dude. All right, going on to another question here. It says,
it's that one too, Daniel.
Okay. Why would God put enmity between seeds of women and Satan if there was no sex involved?
Well, there was sex involved, and that's why the enmity was to come forth. Cain would be the firstborn son of Lucifer, and the Lord was telling us in Genesis 3:15 that there would be 2 seed lines, Cain and the side of Satan, and Abel and Seth with the seed of Adam. And that these 2 seed lines throughout the generations of man, through the 7,000 years where we would learn through the knowledge of good and evil from duality, that this is what we would experience, that there would be enmity, that there would be war, but that there will also be a Savior who would come through the seed of Adam, and who would crush the head of the serpent, and he would sting the heel.
And I got to say, Zen, with all the things going on in this country and the world, it does appear that we've crossed some kind of boundary. The planet, the civilization, America is just it's on some kind of road that there appears to be no stopping it to go down. I don't know what's on the end of that thing, but that's why we have this program to bring various and sundry opinions, such as yours and your research to the program. You said earlier that the knowledge that Cain was an incestuous beast child is the sort of the skeleton key to all truth. How can such monumental truth be hinged upon this basket case of an evil stepchild? You know, Satan's spawn. I mean, what does that guy get all the kudos, not the kudos per se, but all the limelight? All things true to come from him. Why is he the skeleton key?
Because he's the origin of evil, and the whole reason why we entered into the flesh. If you go to Matthew chapter 13, there's several parables of the garden in this particular chapter. But then you get to verse 36, where Jesus had sent the multitude away. And when he went into this house, the disciples came unto him, and they said, "Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field."
Right.
And Jesus, using the same knowledge that I'm bringing forth to you, laid it out for the apostles and laid it out for future generations in these 6 lines there. He talks about, "He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels." As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. And he's laying it out right there. He's telling you the same thing that I'm telling you going back to Cain, because you have to be able to put all of it together to understand the enmity between the bloodlines, the war between the bloodlines, why the church authorities support the Illuminati New World Order agenda, and why evil is as it is, and why we are in the reality that we are in. Otherwise, you just can't make any sense of it.